Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 279 on my countdown to retirement. So today, I spent most of the time still trying to work out my homeowner's auto and personal liability insurance. I talked to State Farm to figure out, if I canceled my truck's collision insurance, got rid of its accidental death and dismemberment, and got rid of the towing and roadside assistance, what savings that would give me. And as it turns out, when you cancel collision, at least here in Georgia, it makes your uninsured motorists go up. So I was actually going to have to pay more money if I canceled the coverage than if I kept it. So then we played around with the limits. And so if I kept collision, but I made the deductible $2,000, then it wouldn't raise the uninsured motorist claims. And so net, I would end up saving $43.86 a year. Whoop-de-doo. But I'll take whatever I can get. And then on my wife's car, canceling just the accidental death and dismemberment and the roadside assistance and towing, that saves me $14 a year. So, neither one of those was, material. And really, the main issue continues to come down to the liability policy. I asked why they went up by 25%. When 5 competitors in the state, are literally half the price or less than what State Farm's charging. And their answer was the amount of litigation in the state has skyrocketed, and there's been giant jury awards for civil liability. So because of that, and I guess a lot of those losses must have gone to State Farm. But there's now a bill going through the Georgia Senate, Bill 69, that is aimed at streamlining civil litigation and clarifying handling of damages and liability and tort claims. And State Farm claims that bill is making its way through exactly to get rid of what it considers frivolous lawsuits or damages that are awarded well beyond what the real value of the claim is. So I don't know, but I know that it's making its way through the Georgia Senate, and we'll see whether or not it actually becomes a law or not. Then I reached out to Chubb because I went on to Grok and said, tell me, what specialty insurance providers are there that write policies in the state of Georgia that you don't require other policies to be written with them. They'll just write a personal liability. And Chubb was one of the ones that came back, and it gave me an estimated price point that was basically said it should be under $500 for the kind of coverage I want. So we'll see. I went to the Chubb website, I filled out all the information, and one of their independent agents will get back to me to give me a quote. I don't expect to get that until Monday, but I'm still actively working to get my numbers down because they're just, going into retirement. I guess I could afford it, but I wouldn't like paying when I'm currently paying for my insurance, but I also don't want the risk associated with getting rid of the liability coverage. I went and looked into things like, just because I'm worried about it, I'm like, well, if I put my house, as an example, into revocable trust in Georgia, will that help with liability? And the answer to that is no. It helps with estate planning, because it'll get you out of worrying about probate for your house. But the only way to truly protect yourself in Georgia from a liability claim that would go against your house is you have to transfer the house into an irrevocable trust. And then once it's in an irrevocable trust, that in combination with Georgia's homestead exemption would protect the home against any liability claims, because it wouldn't be your house anymore. It would be the trust's house. And then the trustee, which could be you, would be maintaining the trust. But, in any event, there wasn't a good way to do asset protection uh, that comes in better than just, or less expensively, I should say, than just having a solid umbrella policy. So that's the direction I'm currently heading. Um, and then next week is going to be a super expensive uh, week for me because, as you guys know who've been following me for a while, next week is the week I have to pay my final payment for the cruise that I'm taking my wife on for her birthday at the end of the summer. I also have to book my international health insurance, and I also have to book my Medevac subscription fee, all on April 1st to April 4th. So all of that will get done, Tuesday to Friday of next week. So not looking forward to watching my bank account get drained during that time. Although, I am looking forward eventually to going on that trip, that bucket list trip later on in the year. And then, here in Atlanta, as I indicated, like the pollen was imminent, and now it's really coming down. So my black truck now looks kind of green from the yellow pollen on top of it. The grill's coated, and I'm going to start probably having some sinus problems here because seasonal allergies for me usually kick in when the pollen, starts coming on full steam. But that's my update for today. So if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening. Look forward to talking with you tomorrow. Until then, take care.